What's up, guys? Welcome to the Black Dow. And I just want to let you guys know a little bit about something that I saw an article about. And it was really fascinating because I think this is going to be very telling in the future. It actually gave me more insight about how financial systems and how governments want to control information and want to control finances and why that's so important. So we've heard a lot about something called CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies. And what we're seeing is that a lot of different Federal Reserves are trying to figure out how can they get these on the books? How can they get these digital currencies on the books? And why are they so adverse to Bitcoin? And why do they want these CBDCs on their books? And looking into it, the answer is extremely simple. With the Federal Reserve right now, right, they're able to print out these large amounts of money, right? It's not backed by anything. It's no longer pegged to gold. And so what they can do is they can inflate the money and just continue to print and print and print. And there's really no recourse for what they're doing. If they were able to do these with the CBDCs, or the central bank digital currencies, they can continue to do the same thing they're doing with the money, but with a digital currency. Now, if people adopt something like a Bitcoin, they can't inflate that because there's a limited supply, and that's very fearful of them. But here's a second point that I think is very telling. The big part about that is that with Bitcoin, it's a lot harder to track that financial data. So if you're making a transaction from A to B, it's a lot more difficult to see, hey, what is that person buying? What are they selling? Who's it going to? How old are they? All this different critical financial data that they see as very critical. Now, if you have a CBDC, like for example, and you're using this to make any type of purchase, they can have the information of, hey, what's this person's name? What's their height? What's their weight? Where are they going? Who are they buying? Who are they buying from? Where are they giving their money to? And you can track all this financial data. So right now, that's kind of Visa's big proposition, right? Is that with Visa or some of these other different credit card companies, is that every time you make a financial transaction, they know where you're buying, who you're buying it from, what you're buying, and then they can actually sell that data to a different company. So let's say, for example, you're buying a lot of stuff from Target and it's a specific thing. They can sell that data as a collective, and they can see where buying habits lie, and they can continue to market, and it kind of drives those different types of consumer behaviors in order to gain more money and more influence and more power over people in a way. So that's why financial data is so important. Now with CBDCs, the thing that I think that governments really value the most is they want to make sure that they can keep that consistent, monotone kind of behavior, right? They want to stop as much volatility as possible in the markets, and they want to stop as much volatility as possible in their economy. So what does that look like? Well, let's say, for example, you did have these central bank digital currency. Let's just use the US, for example. If the US had a central bank digital currency and they can track the financial data for every single United States citizen, they can see what the buying habits are for each person. They can see when they're traveling to where, and then they can make sure that the supply lines are adequately supplied and there's no break in the chain in order to stop those levels of volatility. So you see sometimes where there might be an increase in lumber, or there might be a decrease in the supply of gasoline, or any other number of different crops or any type of commodity. If they can track the data of what people are buying and find out those trends ahead of time, they can actually move faster and prevent some of that volatility in the future. So that's one of the huge value propositions with these CBDCs, or these central bank digital currencies, is that they can have control of all the financial data of all the citizens, which is extremely scary because then they have every aspect of your life. And especially if you have, think about that, a business or a company or a corporation being able to track and know what every single citizen is purchasing and know where and what they're purchasing everywhere at any time all around the world. And they can find trends with different people, different cultures, and market to them. And it just seems so scary in the long-term picture. But that's kind of the big proposition from CBDCs. That's what I think that they're going to be doing in the future. And that's why they find this so valuable. But for me personally, all it does is make Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies that much more resilient and that much more desirable for me to kind of go that route, because I personally value privacy. I think it's really important for all citizens to value their privacy, and just keeping that in mind with the future of where CBDCs are going and what they may be trying to do with this in the future. So just keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video and this quick update on what I think CBDCs are going in the future. And I would love to hear your opinion. Please feel free to comment below and we'll have a chat below, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again here real soon.